Hello, listeners. This is Lee Price,
This is Will Ford from Football 365.
and you're listening smartly to At the Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast, although I would describe it as the Chelsea FC podcast.
Magical from Eden Hazard.
Mata into a trap pass. What about that? Ivanovic!
In the middle, it's just behind him, but it's taken by Hakim Ziyech. Matic with the ball driver. Matic takes the net off.
Palmer, João Pedro, it's three. Chelsea are running away with the FIFA Club World Cup final.
Hat-trick hero, Cole Palmer wins an epic, sensational game.
It's time for another episode of At the Bridge Pod, your number one Chelsea FC podcast. Coming up on this episode,
it's time for part 2 in our Keep Sell Loan series. This time, the midfielders. Oh, welcome back everyone to another episode of At the Bridge Pod. I'm your host Mike and I'm joined in this virtual room roaring with lions. I have got Berth, I've got Chris, Friday show on a Thursday, and we have the team, the OG3 back. And Berth, we're not looking at moments of the weekend because there's nothing to look forward to anymore. But we do have moments of the World Cup this week. So what do you have any moments for us?
Oh, it's got to be the obvious one. The obvious one is Tielemans' winner in the 120th minute. Obviously, big Belgian fan and I, so it's got to be that, innit, really?
Yeah, I think we all...
Oh, I'm joking. It's England, of course. Harry Kane being the best striker in the world.
To be fair, actually, we all do have here, surprisingly, a bit of Belgian heritage because we enjoy Belgian chocolates. So there's a little bit of Belgian heritage there. Just enjoying the chocolates. Chris, what about yourself?
It's got to be England, isn't it? It has to be. That's right. Yeah. Harry Kane just pulling us through the mark. Although I have got to say, how good did France look?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It was. We were all wondering when France would be said, and they look quite good, don't they? Olise. Oh my word! I'm not even gutted that he didn't join us because he's clearly gone leaps and bounds at Bayern. Wow, what a player. What a gem.
What a gem.
He is. You know what?
Yeah,
we're kicking off our episodes at the moment with our World Cup lineup poses game whilst the World Cup's still on. Our rules are simple. One of you names a player who's featured at the World Cup. The other has to guess their lineup pose. Hopefully they've played because they otherwise won't be on the spreadsheet. So we'll do 3 for 3. I did Chris and I had a play on Monday. None of us got a single one right, so it's not hard to beat 0. In fact, I don't think anyone's got any right so far. So
it's a pure guess, isn't it? Let's be fair.
I do like this game,
to have watched it.
I do like this game.
Berth set himself up. He set himself up here. So, Chris, give Berth a player to predict the lineup pose.
Christian Pulisic.
Christian Pulisic.
Now, he has played.
He has. That's why I picked him.
He has. Oh, okay. I've got it in front of me.
Is it? Does he just point to, put his thumb and point to the number on his back?
Oh, Berth, he crossed his arms.
Oh,
so simple. Classics. Just so easy.
I wouldn't have put him down as an arm crosser.
Tap the badge. Shush.
Wow.
Shush. Point to camera.
I thought he'd be a double fist pump guy.
Double fist. Right, Berth, name me a player.
Leandro Trossard. Have you done him?
Oh yeah. No, I don't think we have. Oof.
I reckon he's a badge pointer.
Not even close. He catches the ball. I haven't seen this.
Fucking, who would have caught? I didn't even know that was an option.
I
don't like it when starting to get props involved. We've had the flag on the shoulders, catching a ball.
Yeah, Raul Jimenez had the flag.
Next one I'm going to say just drives off in his car.
That's great. I love that. Oh, Berth, name me. Oh no, Chris, name me a player, please.
Johan Visser.
Oh, Visser. Now, Berth, this should be fresh in the mind.
Yeah, I didn't watch the lineups though because I was on my way back from work.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I'm gonna go with a solid fist pump in front of the camera.
No, he does the meditation pose.
What?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, God, Beth, how did we not get that?
Poor. Come on, Berth, give me a player. You've got this. Chris has got 2 options left. You've got 1. Come on, name me a player, Berth.
Right, I'm gonna go for. Ooh, okay, we're gonna go for Florian Balogun.
Balogun. Okay, what do you think?
You know, I'm going to go a bit out there. I'm going to go with the flag around the shoulders.
Oh, he was actually making a cake. That's what he's doing. He's making a cake. No, he crossed his arms. Come on, Berth. Come on.
Boring fucker.
Oh, Chris, come on. You've got to deliver it now for Berth.
Okay, let's go. Yuri Tillemans.
Oh, Berth's favourite friend. Come on.
Gonna go with. A solid point and smile at the camera.
Well, you're absolutely wrong because he does the hand heart. Just how can you not a single hit today?
Heart.
Oh, Berth, give me one more for Chris. Let's see if we can round it off with a victory.
Right, I'm gonna go for. Who do we go for? I'm gonna go for Bruno Fernandez.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, we're never going to get any of these right.
You should get this. It's easy.
It's not easy though, is it?
It is. It's something
He could do anything.
It's
dive?
No, it's something the listeners probably do when we do this section.
Yawn.
No, that'd be great.
I don't know. Does he fist pump?
No, he covers his ears. So on that note, we will go straight into Shevva shoutouts. No winners.
Such a hard game. That
It's a good game though. I like that. That's good.
It's a game that you can't really be good at, and if you are, questions are asked about your social time. So Heat Rave with Shevva shoutouts. He kicks it off with, I personally don't think this is the end of Chelsea versus City romance, like how a rich man's wife catches him cheating and he goes on to buy a house and a Rolls Royce for her because divorce is more expensive. Watch City and Chelsea do some transfer deals that makes no sense to City but help Chelsea get out of their financial troubles. Hope they buy Gusto and Badiashile while they're at it. We have that was the next bit I wrote. I don't know, combine them there. What do we think? Do you think I think City and Chelsea will still be doing naughty deals to please whatever it's called now. It's not PSR. It's something like SOC or something along them lines. Profit and sustain. I don't know. Squad cost ratio. That's it. SCR.
It's just a load of bollocks, though, isn't it?
I just get bored. I saw something.
Teams just do what they want. They'll just do what they want.
It was shown.
Look at Tottenham.
Well, they've spent 200 million on like 3 players. I mean,
Tottenham are throwing money around like Elton John at a birthday party.
Does he spend money at his birthday party?
Is that you? Have you been to an Elton John birthday party?
This is a revelation.
He's very rich, isn't he?
He is. That is true. He did own Watford. He was chairman of Watford.
That's what I mean.
That is so weird. Oh man, that is so cool. On that, we have an update on a shout out from the last pod where Matthew got in touch to say he was listening to the show whilst his wife gave birth. So here's the update. Yes, lads, the wife knew I was listening to it while reading a World Cup magazine. Our boy was born that night. We're currently holding him whilst listening to this episode. And my wife said to him to get used to being a blue. Thanks on the congratulations, lads. Well, hey, that's an extra listener I hear there. That's 3 listeners. Yes. Oh, my word. Brilliant. Oh, no, genuinely, congratulations. And hey, if you're going to have sleepless nights, at least the World Cup games are on to watch. So that's not too bad. You can also start enjoying the NFL because obviously that's on at 1 a.m. There you go. We've got 2 more. Josh, who said, Mike, hello. In America, we don't have home and away ends. Were you just quiet the whole time at the Wolves end when Chelsea scored? Yeah, you have to restrain yourself because it's not. I don't think it's illegal to be in the wrong end. I think you're just not allowed to wear the shirts, are you, because of causing conflict. But he's right. There is no home and away ends in American
Oh, I did not
stadium.
know that.
No, you just enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
but
you
you've
look at
seen it in the World Cup. To be fair, though, there've been fans mixing and all sorts.
you
Yeah,
mean
that
like
happens every World Cup, though, doesn't it?
the one random
Yeah.
VR Congo fan in amongst sea of England fans.
Yeah.
You're like, and you know what? Everyone just got on with it. They didn't kick off. But the problem is, there's always going to be one dickhead, and it spoils it. That's why. Now,
Yeah.
I had a lovely chat with a lovely elderly lady when I was at the Wolves game, and this is the irony is, I remember at halftime. She said to me, she's like, it's not looking good for us, is it? And I just had to pretend. I was like, no. Little did I know, she was actually talking about Chelsea. Little did I know. She knew it wasn't going to be good after that second half. Oh, go on, Chris.
I do think it's fine, the whole sitting together, mixing the fans and that, for most of the World Cup games.
Mm.
I'm not convinced whether that would work if it was England, Germany, England, Argentina.
There's a little bit of history there, I think.
Yeah, like I don't know, Brazil, Argentina. I can't imagine their fans all sitting together and just being peacefully watching the game and then going, "Oh, congratulations, well done."
America, Iran. Don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I see your point. I see your point. We'll
Yeah, I suppose it
round
depends
off.
who it is.
Yeah, we'll round off with AJ, who said, Mikey, I'm with you. I love Rob Sanchez. I mean, that doesn't change the fact that he's dog shit. Fuck off. What? You tricked me into reading this. Oh, what is this? But I love the bloke. Side note, do you think City have appointed Maresca because he's a championship level manager and they're preparing for life in the championship after they get deducted 7,000 points and relegated? I don't know and don't care because you dissed Rob. And that's worse than Mike Cockiner. So, oh, dear me. It's a bit of banter. I still don't think City are going to get punished. I really don't. I hope they
No, I
do.
don't.
They should do, but I don't think they will.
I'd be very surprised if they do.
Yeah,
Yeah, everyone will.
yeah. Well, thank you genuinely for your thoughts, reviews, everything you put in those comments. If you want yours potentially read out on the next one, head over to Spotify, drop it in the comments, and you may get read out on the next one. So with that, we'll hit the news. Oh, it's that time of the week. We're checking out the news you may have missed in the elevator of Chelsea news. Chelsea have been fined $2.5 million for a breach of UEFA's squad cost ratio. $1.7 million of that fine is conditional. Everton have advanced talks to sign Tyreek George from Chelsea. Dastan Sapayev will take part in pre-season training with the first team. Everton are now set to sign the Chelsea Academy product Arthur Barrett. The fee has been agreed. Lucy Bronze signed a new one-year deal today. Real Madrid sources have said they are unlikely to sign Enzo Fernandez this summer. Marco Palestra has now officially joined Chelsea. And finally, Forest Green Rovers, if you haven't seen, have decided to fold their women's team. And the club said that the decision would allow them to streamline their finances as they bid to push their men's side towards an EFL return. And they added, this isn't goodbye to women's football at Forest Green. We'd like to return to it in the future when the time is right and when we can build a programme that is sustainable and successful for the long term. And I put this in here because I felt quite strongly about it. And I wanted to take a chance to just share my thoughts on it. And I'm sure Berth and Chris will have their thoughts, especially Chris as well, because obviously coaching the teams that he does. And we also have a lot of female listeners. You know, I've seen the statistics we get from Spotify. And we have a lot of listeners who are not just female, who love women's football. We have parents whose daughters dream of becoming the next Sam Kerr, the next Carly Lloyd or Bunny Shaw. And when I read this story, I was disgusted. Genuinely, this is a club, Forest Green Rovers are, that proudly brand themselves. They're the world's first carbon neutral football club. They're the first fully vegan football club. They build their identity around doing things differently, around caring, around community. And then in 2026, they showed they don't care. They don't care about the community. They care about themselves. They care about money. They don't care about the community surrounding it. And my heart went out to every player who poured everything into getting that team to the brink of promotion, only to just have that rug pulled from underneath them. And it also goes out to every young girl in that academy because they had a pathway into football. They believed that if they worked hard enough, one day they could wear that Forest Green shirt for the first team. And it's the final line of that club statement that I found insulting. This isn't goodbye to women's football. We'd like to return to it in the future. Why would any coach, any player, or any young prospect choose to commit their future to a club that has already shown it doesn't value them? A club that's proven it can erase your pathway with just a stroke of their pen. Because trust once broken, is so difficult to rebuild. And on this show, I say quite often, I see better than I hear. Forest Green Rovers said they were different. They said they were a community-based club, but this action just shows they're not. And then I've seen the financial argument. I've seen some bring this up. It's a valid reason to defend this club's actions. It's not, because we're told that this club can't afford to run the women's team. And yet last year, this is a fact. I've not just made this up. I've looked into it. Around 90% of the men's professional clubs in the UK operated at a loss. So the men's game isn't financially self-sustaining either. So my question is, why is the women's game expected to meet a standard that the men's game has never been able to achieve? That's a double standard. And I read recently the autobiographies of Steph Houghton, Alex Scott. They're two England legends, two players who reached the peak of the sport. They won trophies, they represented their country, and they both still had to work second jobs to make ends meet. Meanwhile, male footballers earn an average over 100 times more. That's the reality. That's the reality. And football isn't just a business. It should never be looked at just a business. It's not a spreadsheet, because for so many people, it's an escape, it's a dream, it's a community. And when you just fold a team like they have, you don't remove 11 players from the pitch. You take away opportunities. You take away role models that are being made and futures of everyone involved. And in my opinion, the women chasing a career in football have to overcome so many more obstacles than the men ever will. And the game has come a long way over the last 10 to 20 years, but those barriers still exist. And when this happens, it doesn't just damage one squad. I think it damages the game. How did you feel, Chris, when you saw that?
I actually think it's indicative of what is quite a worrying sign in female football at the moment. This story comes not long after Southampton's academy decided to cut their girls' programme altogether and released all their players who had already turned down offers from other clubs to go to them, leaving them sort of in limbo. And that's not a good look either. And I think we obviously had the boom after the success of the Lionesses, and the game grew massively over a really short space of time. But it's plateaued. The number of girls playing football now hasn't increased at the same rate year on year, probably as you would expect after the boom, because it's going to plateau at some point. But I also think you look at it, and most of the stuff that's news that's coming out of the women's game isn't about more clubs turning professional. It's about clubs cutting the women's teams altogether, or there's still far too many semi to non-professional women's clubs within the higher tiers of the pyramid, which doesn't show that it's growing actually as much as maybe people would like to believe. There's still a huge problem in girls' grassroots football of the drop-off at 16. The numbers are still the same as they was before the boom. The number of girls that drop out of football at 16 is as high as it was before. So there's not a lot of room in there either. And it's a real troubling sign for me that, yes, there was a big growth in the women's game, and we're still constantly being told that it's one of the fastest growing sports around. But actually, when you look at the data, that doesn't suggest that. It suggests that it's actually plateaued a little. And that's a concern, because the issue is that for a lot of women's teams who are attached to men's teams, the men's team will always be the priority. So if there needs to be cuts somewhere, that's what will go. I actually think for the female game to get to a level which potentially it could, I think you'll need to see more clubs like London City Lionesses, who are fully independent, fully financially backed by somebody, but all of their money goes to them. They're not sharing profits with with a men's team. They're not being used as a community tick box to say, oh yeah, we've got a women's team, but all of the money that the women's team makes just goes into the men's team. I think for the women's game to grow and reach a point where everyone involved wants it to, I think you need to see more independent female clubs at the top level, not linked to men's clubs.
When I saw London City Lionesses signing these players that they have, of course, as a Chelsea fan, I'm a little bit envious. I'm thinking there's a bit of competition here. I'm not a fan, but it's actually good for the game because it brings more top class players into the WSL. More eyes are going to be on the league. More eyes are going to be on London City Lionesses. That's healthy competition as well. And of course, bringing more attention to the team, which is always a positive for the game. What do you make of it, Berth?
Yeah, no, to be fair, I totally agree with Chris, really. I think for the women's game to grow as it should, because at this point, we're in 2026 now, and it shouldn't be stalling, really. It should be growing and growing by each week. And sadly, when you hear news like this, the team's folded a women's team, you just think, we're going backwards again. And that's not how it should be. I think London City is a great example that when you're independent, you can put all your focus, all your money into that team. It gives the women more opportunity, more motivation as well. Because you unfortunately, it is going to be the case where a big men's team or a men's team that they are sadly going to put all their focus on the men's team if something's got to go, and it unfortunately is the women's team that's being told or got rid of. So, and it shouldn't be the case, really. And like I said, if you're a young girl and you see news like this, especially if you're local to the areas, you're just going to stop playing football, and that's not what you want. And if more teams keep getting rid of their women's team, then, like I said, a lot of young girls or young women are going to just stop playing football. And it's not nice. It's not good. We're, like I said, we're in 2026 and we should be developing this side of the game now. So yeah, it's never good hearing news like that. So I think something's got to be done, really.
100%. There is one bit of Chelsea news. Obviously, we saw Lucy Bronze signed a deal today, which we expected it. It does show that one Twitter account that keeps putting out bollocks is talking bollocks, because they said Aggie Beever-Jones was leaving. They said Lucy Bronze had retired. Neither of those things have happened. Don't believe everything you read on Twitter, people. Enzo Fernandez, his agent, though, he probably should. He might not be in a job for long, because I do think Javier Pastore should just keep quiet. He's not a very good agent, because earlier today he said about we're looking at possibilities for Enzo to leave Chelsea, but there's nothing firm or confirmed with any club. To which I retweeted that and put, Real Madrid aren't interested in Enzo Fernandez, and now we are panicking because our behaviour has damaged his reputation and relationship with the club, which I think I stand by that. Because if it's true that Real Madrid have pulled away, now the Athletic are very reliable with their sources, so let's just treat that as quite, firm. You're screwed. Where are you going? Seriously, where are you going? Because if you're not going to Real Madrid, who else is going to pay that money? And you've got a long contract, and Chelsea are going to sit there and go, we're not selling then. You're screwed. You are literally, you have got to come back and beg Alonso and say, look, I'm sorry for my behaviour, I'm going to change. Because what are you going to do? I think the first thing you should do is sack your agent, because he has not helped your case whatsoever. I don't know what you all make of Enzo Fernandez. Well, more so his agent.
Modern football. It's just modern football, isn't it? Really?
I do think, though, it's like sometimes you've just got to keep your mouth shut until a deal's done. Like, I'd never understand this. Why are you announcing everything? Why are you like, oh yeah, let's go public and say, yes, he has got a desire to leave. Are they going to buy him? Yep. And then they turn around 2 weeks later and go, oh, we can't afford you. And he's like, oh, fuck. Well, I've got to go somewhere now because I've told him I want to leave. It's like, well, why did you do that? Just don't say anything. Look, it's not that difficult. Everything then just stays as a rumour, which, let's face it, there's so many rumours going around that no one really listens to any of them anyway. So if you don't say anything publicly from your agent or from you yourself, and then you end up staying, it will all blow over. But as soon as you go public, you've left yourself in a position now where you've got to leave. But where are you going?
Yeah.
Because there's no one who wants you, and there's no one who can afford you.
Yeah, it's crazy. Every time I see something about Enzo Fernandez and Javier Pastore loves a microphone. He loves the spotlight. Mate, it's not your career. You've had your career, a fairly underwhelming career considering the hype surrounding you. You are being right now a poor agent. Your job is to get your client the best deal. Well, right now, he's painted him into a corner where, oh, it's only Real Madrid. Okay, so that narrows your options down. And you know that Chelsea want the fee they want. And Real Madrid are now rumoured to be thinking, I'm not interested. So what do? Panic. You will be grovelling. You will be. And then what happens? I know he's a multi-million-pound asset to the club. But what happens if Alonso does go, well, we've planned the season without you. We don't want you. Oh, they'll have to find a way to fit him in the squad. Well, no, they don't. If he genuinely thinks you're leaving, so I've planned. Panic.
Well, I think now as well, like ever since I think it might have been Graham Potter who said it, that basically the powers above the people upstairs was saying that Enzo Fernandez had to play because he was a £100 million player.
Mm.
But if they are going to give Alonso more control and they're not going to be doing that anymore, well, his safety net's gone. You don't have to be playing anymore. And Alonso has quite publicly said that he only wants to work with players who want to be here. And you have quite publicly told him, I don't want to be here. So you coming back for pre-season because you haven't been able to get a move away and then going, no, I want to be here now. I don't think that's going to wash. And I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play because I don't think Alonso's scared to drop big name players.
No, I agree. It reminds me of this meme. Steve Bruce, where the people come and go, oh, that's what Enzo's going to be like when he returns. No move. He'll come back. Everyone's really happy and laughing. He'll go, hi. Thought you were off to Real Madrid. Yeah, I'm just going to get my bib.
The thing is as well, look what happened with Mateta at Crystal Palace.
He did all right, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But, like, the fans started booing him. He was on the bench, and it's like things get a little bit awkward, don't they, when things don't plan out the way that the player thinks they're gonna. And that potentially could happen with Enzo, like, because the fans won't want him now. The players around him are going to think, well, you don't want to be here. So, like, if he starts over someone like in midfield, then, well, why is he playing? You don't want to be here. So it's got to be really, really careful now.
Yes. And one thing we don't have to be careful with is keep so alone because, hey, listeners, it's been really fun. We hope you liked it too. And it seemed, didn't it, like we had just begun. And now suddenly we're through. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye to our annual Keep Sell Alone series for another year. We end with the forwards. Rules are simple as they always are. It's keep, sell, or loan. And we start with the man that infuriated Chris all season. It's not that player. It's Pedro Neto. Well, Pedro Neto. You know what? I had him as a keep because I'm just working off this assumption that Malo Gusto is probably gone this summer, especially if City do just dump that money in their truck that's been quoted out. If that happens, we're going to need a backup for right wing back behind Palestra. And I think Neto could do that job because he's got pace, hasn't he? He's absolutely got pace to take off. The problem is obviously he sometimes forgets he actually has got to drive those legs, and at times he's like that speedboat without a driver. But in a wing back role, pace is the biggest requirement, I feel, as well as your attacking qualities. Defensive qualities are a bonus. They're not essential because you've got that back line. You kind of do get away with stuff. I'd keep him for another season just to see if he can get on there. Whether he'd want to be in that backup role isn't really the point. What have you got, Chris, for Pedro Neto?
I've got keep as well.
That's surprising.
For similar reasons, though. I think he could be decent as a wing back. I don't want to see him really as a winger, where you're relying on output from him, because I don't think that is his strong point. But I'd be interested to see him as a wing back this year, and see if that is sort of a role that unlocks him completely, because we saw flashes last year of what he can do, but I just don't think his output's ever going to be good enough to be a winger in a front three where you need goals and assists on a regular basis. But as a wing back, you don't really need that regularly. So he does have all the attributes to be a good wing back. So it could be the thing that sort of sets him apart from other players. It could be the thing that unlocks his potential. But for me, he's a keep for now and see how he gets on. And then it's one of them where you review it, January or the end of the season and think, no, he's still shit, so we can get rid of him. Or actually, he's like Victor Moses, where no one considered Victor Moses to be that good, and then he had that one unbelievable year.
It's true. What about you, Berth? What have you got?
Yeah, I've got him as a keep for all the reasons that you boys said. To be fair, I think with Neto, to be fair to him, I think he's one of our few wingers that does actually track, and I think he's actually all right at it. He can get up and down. I think in that wing back role, he could actually be very, very useful, and he is lightning, like you say, Mikey. So as long as he doesn't go down the bar line and cut inside about 10 times like he did last year, I think he'll be okay. And I think of those overlapping runs and say a Palmer or someone like that playing him in, I think he could be very, very dangerous. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he's like if he does get played as a wing back. Because I think if he does play well there, I think he could be very, very dangerous.
Liam Delap. Oh, Chris, I'm so sorry. It's the easiest sell. It's a sell. Calm down. It's the easiest sell under this. You know what? It's not even his goal record that made my mind up. It was his discipline or lack of. Oh, that lack of self-control and the attitude didn't help. Every time he came onto the pitch, I'm sort of wondering whether he's going to finish the game, because he picked up more yellow cards than he scored goals last season, and that just tells you the story. I simply do not trust him. If I bring a striker on, I shouldn't have to worry about my team going down to 10 men. When he comes on, I'm concerned. I'm not concerned for the opposition. I'm more concerned for us. Berth, what have you got for Liam?
Yeah, I've got him as a sell, just because I don't think he's quite good enough for Chelsea, and I don't think he ever really will be. I was tempted to put him as a loan, just in case, say he went to like an Ipswich or an Everton and he did really well. It'd be interesting to see what we'd do there. But I think in the long run, I just think he'd be better off at a mid-table club. And I think that's where he'd be better off utilised. I think shown last year, his discipline was horrendous, and he's more concerned about getting yellow cards than actual goals. He's still young. Obviously, he still could develop into a really good striker, but I think at the moment, yeah, I just think sell him because I don't think he's worth the risk.
Come on, 3 for 3, Chris. You know you want to.
Yeah, I've got him. Sell, release, make him disappear,
Release.
just get rid of him. I honestly, I think he's the worst striker we've had in the Premier League era.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. He scored 2 goals last year. One was a tap-in against Barcelona. The other was a goalmouth scramble at Fulham. Neither goal made any difference to the result. We lost the Fulham game and we'd already won the Barcelona game. So he scored twice and none of his goals was important. He's also an incredibly dislikable person.
Yeah. Yes.
So I honestly, I don't even think he's a Premier League striker. I think he had one half-decent season at Ipswich, and for some reason, everyone lost their mind. But why? He had an okay season. He scored like 13 goals. It's an okay season. It's not unbelievable. It's okay. I think it's just because he was English. That's the only reason. Because Igor Thiago at Brentford had a much better season than Liam Delap had at Ipswich, and no one's talking about him. Nobody. True. Because he's not English. But everyone wanted to lose their mind, like, oh my God, we've got another Harry Kane. We haven't. We haven't.
I don't know if I'd say for me, I don't think I'd put him as the worst Chelsea striker, because I remember Falcao. He didn't do anything. He literally didn't. He didn't even score. Or did
neither's
he?
Liam. No. But neither's Liam Delap. But Falcao was still a likeable person. And he didn't get sent off every 10 minutes.
What about Chris Sutton?
Yeah, it's a tough one, to be fair.
10 million.
He scored
one goal. And he's... I always try to not. I try to be curious and I try not to be judgmental. But whenever not you, whenever Sutton opens his mouth, I just go, "Oh, you've done it again." Oh, just
Maybe
don't.
those two can just share the top spot.
Yeah. I know someone's probably yelling Shevchenko, but that man did score he did score 23 goals in
What a
77
shit
games.
strike partnership that would be, by the way. Liam
Was
Delaphenquist.
it the best?
Fucking hell.
He wasn't the worst thing ever. Jamie Gittins is up now. I have keep because I haven't seen enough. I'd love to give a stronger opinion. I would. I can't. He made 27 appearances last season. 16 of those were in the Premier League. He only completed 90 minutes once. Most of his games of that 27 were cameos. And then obviously February's injury ended his season. So I'm not going to rush to judge him. Maybe he'll be another Bundesliga player who struggles to take the step up in the Premier League. Maybe he'll be the next Michael Ballack and be a cult hero. Time will tell. I have no strong opinions. Chris.
Sal.
You do.
I've got Sal because, one, I don't see where he plays in an Alonso system.
Okay.
He's not a wing back, but he's not good enough to play as an inside forward either. So where's he play? If you're not playing touchline hugging wingers who you want to beat their man 1v1, what's the point in him? That's the only thing he's meant to be good at. And I say meant to be because we did see it. I would also sell him because I don't think you want to make the mistake that Man United made with Sancho. They signed him for big money and he was shit. But they went, oh, no, give him another chance. And then he was still shit. And then they went, all right, let's send him out on loan. And he was shit on loan. And now they couldn't give him away. Like, I reckon you could stand outside Old Trafford with a sign saying he's going for free and still no one would pick him up.
Do you know the irony? He is free now. He is free now. His contract's expired.
There you go.
And no one signed him yet.
Exactly. So they literally have given him away and still no one snapped him up. And I think that's what will happen with Jamie Gittins, because you could be tempted to loan him out, but if he goes on loan and he shits somewhere else, when he comes back, his stock is so low that even if you wanted to sell him, no one will take him. Whereas at the minute, I think people will look at it and go, oh, he was good for Dortmund. He's gone to Chelsea. It hasn't quite worked out. He had some injuries, didn't play much. Yeah, we'll take a punt on him. But another year of this, and you'll be lucky to get a fiver for him.
Wow, £5. Berth, would you spend a fiver? Are you keeping him?
Tough one with Jamie Gittins. I think this is probably the hardest one to sort of judge. I'm not his biggest fan, if I'm honest. I don't think I was impressed at all last season from what I did watch. I think it's too early to sell him, and I think you've got to give him a crack. So you probably wouldn't loan him. From what I've seen, I wouldn't play him as a wing back. I don't think he's physical enough. Quick player, but physicality and tracking back, don't think he's got that. I'm not convinced by his end product, but like I said, did he have a fair crack last season of injuries and stuff like that? Probably not. And I think, like Chris said, I think if you loan him or sell him, well, loan him even, I think and he's terrible, then we're not going to get much from him. From a sale. So it's a real difficult one, but I'm going to keep him for now. And then January, let's be honest, it's probably going to be a seller alone for him.
João Pedro, look, easiest keep on the list next.
Yeah, I mean, we're keeping him. We're keeping him. Surely he's our best player last season. So surely we keep him.
Sanchez, Chris, you keeping João?
Okay. Easiest keep.
Okay. Mark, I've got sell. Not because I don't rate him. I'm quite the opposite here. Last season made me just feel sorry for him because we recalled him when Delap got injured and Jackson obviously wasn't coming back. We effectively promised him opportunities. And what happened? He had 266 Premier League minutes. That's an insult. He'd have been far better staying at Sunderland and playing every week. And instead of taking those 2 steps forward in his development, he's taken a giant step backwards. Sell him so he can actually be utilised by a club that care about his development and his career. What about yourselves?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
sell him.
I've got the same. I've got the
I'd-
same,
I'd
and
sell him,
for the
yeah.
same reasons. I think if we'd give him Liam Delap's minutes last year, we'd have got more out of him than we did out of Delap. But
Yeah.
but he didn't cost us 25 million quid. That's the
No.
only reason. That is the only reason why Liam Delap played over Mike Gill, because it wasn't a quality thing. Definitely not.
No, it can't be.
I don't think Mark Yu is a great striker. I think he's a workhorse. I think he's
Yeah,
he puts
I
himself.
agree.
He's basically almost a. I think he's the same profile as Liam Delap, but maybe I don't know if he's a better goal scorer, but I think he's probably a bit more technically better than Liam Delap. So, but I wouldn't keep him. I think you sell him. Like I said, I don't think he's going to get any minutes this year. Or if he does, it won't be much. So I think it's time to sell him now.
Yeah.
Sweet. You know what? It's nothing to do with Chelsea, but I'm going to put it anyway. They have just announced, sources have, Oliver Glasner's deal to become the Nottingham Forest manager. And it's not that that's the shock. It's that it makes him the third highest paid manager in the world, behind only Simone Inzaghi and Diego Simeone. He's going to be on 13 million a year. Well, I can see why he's gone to Forest.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we actually doing? Why is Glasner going to Nottingham Forest? Because that, for me, is
13 million
basically-
reasons, Bert.
Yeah, no, I get it, but it's basically that's such a sideways step. I know Forest are a bigger club and all this.
They're more ambitious. But
13 million.
He could have gone to a lot of bigger clubs and better clubs. And sorry, Forest fans, but that's true.
If he'd have gone to Milan, like the rumours were, let's just look at Amarim. Amarim's apparently on 7.4 million euros a year. That's that's half of what he's going to earn at Forest. He's chose money. And you know what? I understand.
How are Forest affording that?
I'm not going to, I've seen enough and heard enough about their owner, allegedly. I'm not going to get involved there.
They've already had a points deduction.
Does it? I don't know how managers work. It's still on the books, isn't it? Oh,
yeah,
well.
Heading for another one.
Did you hear what? That they had a clause in for Vitor Pereira that he was signed for like 4 years or whatever, or 3 years. But then they had a clause in it where they could release him after like 6 months. And they released him with 2 minutes before the deadline via email.
Oh, that's how you do it.
Okay, now.
Proper club, that. Proper. Right, let's go from a proper club to a proper player. Aliano Garnacho. What have we got? Well, he's on here because we've got to talk about him. I've got sell. Because,
sell.
Look,
sell.
I'm not going to be cruel. There were flashes last season. Absolutely.
When
was
the market? Where was it?
League Cup semis. It was a flash. I said flash. I didn't say he was world class. I said he had a flash. He did.
He is Kai Havertz, and living off one moment for his entire career.
Well, I think we seem to spend more time talking about Garnacho off the pitch than on it, and at times it feels like he's more.
Who could have seen that coming?
True. It seems to me like he's more a social media influencer than a footballer. And you can't be a part-time footballer and a part-time influencer. You've got to be 100% footballer. Otherwise, what's the point? You've got to focus. I don't know him personally, but wherever he's been, people don't really seem to warm to him. And there's that old saying, if everywhere you go, everyone else is the problem, eventually, you got to look in the mirror. So.
100% sell.
I have him as sell as well. I just don't see what he offers. I didn't want him in the first place. I didn't want him then. I don't want him now. I don't understand the signing at all. People at the time saying, "Oh, look at the fee involved. It's not a bad deal." Well, it is a bad deal because he's a ballend and he's a troublemaker. That's the issue. And I don't think it's a coincidence that we've brought him into the dressing room. The last season, we brought him into the dressing room, and it was the time when we had the most amount of dressing room upset and finished 10th. There's a reason why Man United got rid of him. He's a twat. I don't know why anyone would sign him, because not only is he a twat, he's also a shit footballer. So you're getting nothing from him except social media posts and haircuts.
Can you imagine if Aliana Garnacho and Kendry Pius had a house share?
Get out.
My word. I want that to be the documentary. I want nothing else. I want that. Oh, Esteval, keep. It's an easy one, isn't it? Keep. We have to talk about
Yeah.
him. Keep.
It's got to be a keep. He's like, I know he got injured last season, but he's the one that is the star there. He's the one that could be the next Hazard. And he did give me flashes last season. So yeah, I think for me this is an easy one. It's a keep.
Chris, do we move?
100% keep.
So next up,
Nicolas Jackson.
I've got to keep. My word. I'm going to tell you a hard truth here about Jackson, actually. He's been our best striker since 2020. 2 full Premier League seasons he's had at Chelsea. 2. Both seasons he hit double figures. Now, the Premier League, it's not an easy league. And I think sometimes people forget that. Because if I went out right now and asked the general public, Jean-Philippe Mateta and Johan Visser, are they better than Jackson? I'm pretty sure a lot would say yes. Because obviously one of them was sold for over 50 million. And yet, in both of Jackson's full Premier League seasons at Chelsea, he outscored them. So I ask again, what more does he need to do to show people he can be a top-level striker? Because the former head coach has now gone, and he was the biggest reason Jackson may have wanted to leave. That's gone. I keep seeing people online say, "Oh, Jackson's a terrible finisher, Mike. He's never been a good striker. He was a mistake." I think we need to be a bit careful here. Don't mistake a parrot for a prophet. Because you keep repeating something, don't make it true. I'm not going to let people rewrite history because that narrative has become popular. The numbers are there. Give Jackson another shot. And to the fans that are sitting on the fence, I would ask this of them. If you'd be excited about Chelsea signing, I'm saying last season, not now, last season, Johan Visser or Jean-Philippe Mateta, you should be excited about Jackson return to this squad. Still have no idea why we loaned him.
I agree. I've got him as keep as well. We definitely couldn't get a better backup striker to João Pedro. I don't think you could go and sign someone who you could say hands down is going to be better than Nicolas Jackson as a backup. And Jackson gives us something different, that threat in behind. Someone who's willing to make those unselfish runs to open up space for the likes of Esteval, Palmer, João Pedro if he's playing behind him. He creates the space for others to operate. It's very much like what Giroud did for us in a different way. Giroud was a target man, back to goal player, but he made the other people around him better. So you forgave him for not scoring goals because he was getting more from Hazard. He was getting more from Pedro, more from Willian. Like that's what he was there for, and that's what Jackson was doing. But he was also scoring enough goals for us that I don't understand where all the criticism came from. Yes, he missed chances. Is he world class? No. Is he Erling Haaland or Harry Kane? No. Would any of those come to us? No. So you've got to be realistic about what we can get. And for where we are right now, we couldn't go and sign a better striker than Jackson because I don't think one would come to us. So I don't understand all of this. We've got to get rid of him. But yeah, he misses chances, but he also makes a lot of chances for other players, and he does score goals. And I would take a striker this year who scores 10 goals. If my backup striker this year is getting 10 goals, and then João Pedro's getting anywhere near what he got last year, I'd take that. I think that's a good return. It's fucking an improvement on Liam Delap's too.
True. Berth, are we all in agreement?
Yeah, I'd keep Nicolas Jackson. And I think one of the main reasons is he makes Cole Palmer better as well. I think you look at the seasons where Jackson was with Chelsea. First season, Cole Palmer got 22 goals. Second season, Cole Palmer got 15 goals. Without Nicolas Jackson, Palmer got 10 in the Premier League.
Most of them penalties.
And most of them were penalties. Now, I don't think that's a coincidence. You can say about his fitness, but I don't think that's a coincidence. I think Pedro's a different profile to Jackson. I think Pedro won't get in behind, whereas Jackson will, and Palmer can find Jackson, and vice versa as well. So Yeah, for me, like Chris said, I don't think you'll find a better backup than Nicolas Jackson. I think he's a very good striker. I don't think he's world class, but I think he's very underrated, Jackson. I don't think people give him the credit that he deserves. And I think him and João Pedro would actually work together as well. I don't think you'd have to drop both of them. I think I'd drop one of them even. I think you could play both of them in the same team. So I think this is an easy one. You got to keep him.
I think as well, like Jackson, not only is he the best backup we could get, but he's also good enough to actually push João Pedro for the starting spot, which is almost the perfect backup. You don't want a backup who is literally just a backup and that's it. Jackson could push Pedro. If João Pedro's form drops off like it did at times last season, Jackson can come in and he can take that chance and then become number one. So, for me, I just think he's perfect for the role that we need at the minute.
100%. I would get more confidence from seeing Jackson's name on that team sheet than Delap. That's all I need. So, Emmanuel Omega, a new player on our squad list, and I have actually not given a rate. I haven't given a keep. I haven't given a seller alone. I genuinely don't think he'll ever play for us. He hasn't even trained at Cobham yet, has he? And I already feel this is a signing that's outdated. So rather than commit to one of the three options, I'll commit to what I think happens. He goes straight out on loan. I don't know whether it's back to Strasbourg. Maybe he's best friends with Rosenio now, and he goes to Paris FC. I have no idea. I just don't believe we will see him in a Chelsea kit next season or at all. But based on my World Cup predictions, I wouldn't trust anything I say. So
I agree with you there. I think we signed him for some form of financial reason.
We wouldn't be like that.
Because I just don't understand it. We signed him so long ago, and then it's almost like we forgot that we'd signed him, because then we went and signed these other players, and it was like, well, where's he going to fit? And everyone went, oh, fuck, I forgot we got him. We'll send him out on loan. I think he goes out on loan, and then next summer we sell him. And I don't think he'll ever be seen in a Chelsea shirt.
Berth.
Yeah, I agree. I think I completely forgot he was actually coming to Chelsea, to be fair.
So did the board.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got one of them written everywhere. He's never going to play. We're going to sell him. He's not going to make an impact at our club. Could be wrong. Hope I'm wrong. But, he's just written in the stars, isn't it? But I suppose for this season, you got to keep him. Just see what he's like.
Next up, Mikhailo Mudryk. I have got Courtroom. Because if we're honest, I do feel for him. I do feel for Mudryk, because with everything that's happened, football is business. Football is football, business is business. And the ban has been handed down now. We obviously wait for the appeal to CAS. If CAS don't overturn it completely, Chelsea are in a position where they can terminate his contract and then pursue damages, while also removing his transfer fee from the financial books, which obviously helps his squad cost ratio that's brought in for replacing PSR. And I think for a player who ultimately looked more bust than blockbuster, I think that's the route Chelsea will take. And I do feel for him. That's what I feel will happen. I don't know where your feelings are with this.
Again, I kind of forgot he was kind of like at Chelsea still, to be fair. But yeah, I totally agree with you, Marky, to be honest.
I think it will go the way Mudryk, Mutu will.
Yeah.
I think it'll be like
he'll
that.
be released eventually.
Yeah. On to another new player, one we're actually excited for. We've got Giovanni Quenda, who I cannot wait to watch this kid play. I've got to keep because he has already shown he can play wing back as well, which makes him an absolute brilliant fit for the Alonso system. And it could be between Quenda and Pedro Neto to provide cover at right wing back. So that's a battle I'm looking forward to watching. Who do I think is the Portuguese winger that's going to win that battle? I think it'll be Quenda. I just do. I feel he's got more fight in him, and fight can do so much for you. Berth,
And
what
the
have you got?
experience of doing it.
That is true, because it's not a new role for Quenda. He's just like, yeah, I've done this. Come on. What have you got, Berth?
Yeah, I've got to keep. I'll be honest though, would not be surprised if he goes out on loan this season.
That'd be annoying, wouldn't it?
I
Yeah,
know,
that would
but
be. He's exciting. I like
yeah,
exciting.
but I would keep him, and like you said, had experience of playing wing back. Lightning. I was actually speaking to someone about him the other day because I think I was speaking to someone who was a Sporting Lisbon fan, which is really random. But he was saying he's very good at taking a player on, not afraid to be direct. Bit lightweight, which was his only fear coming to the Premier League, but he said he looked really, really good, and the potential's there. So. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, and he's excited. He's going to be one of those players that does get the fans off their feet. So I hope he does get the game time. It'd be nice to see him actually get a run of games and sort of unlock that ability.
It's nice that we've signed a player that does get us off our feet for a reason other than to leave.
Yeah,
What have you got? What have you got, Chris?
Yeah, I've got keep. I'm fed up. I think if you're going to go down this route of signing young players, bed them into your own team. Sending them out on loan all the time. Just sometimes it just doesn't work. It does if they're relatively inexperienced, but he's not, is he really? He's been playing top level football in Portugal. He's been playing in the Champions League, for Christ's sake. So he's not inexperienced. He's had enough experience to come in. You put him in the team, you see how he gets on. Sink or swim, and then you know. But keep sending him on loan. Oh, okay, yeah, let's send him to fucking Belgium for a year. Oh, he was good there. Okay, let's send him to Holland for a year. Oh, he was good there. Comes into Premier League. Oh, no shit. Yeah, we would have known that 3 years ago if you hadn't faffed about. Like, sometimes just chuck them in and see what they do. Like, you know what I mean? I think sometimes you have to do that with younger players. And he is a player I do think does play a specialist role. A wing back is a really specialist role to be good at. And he must have been decent enough at it to be starting every week for Sporting Lisbon, who are one of Portugal's biggest clubs, and the pressure over there is really high, and he's coped with that as a young player. So I think just put him in and see what he does.
So we talked about a young player there, 19-year-old Quenda. We now end with the youngest player on this list, Dastan Sapayev, who's 17, and I've got a little soft spot here because he shares my birthday. So naturally I really want him to do well because we haven't had a player that shared my birthday in our team. And he's obviously the Kazakhstan bright light. I've got loan, though, because I would send him straight to Strasbourg. And there's a reason. They're going to need another striker because Emmanuel Omega's left. Joaquin Panicelli is injured. He's got an opportunity. He's 17. Well, he'll be 18. It's a perfect environment for Sapayev to experience that senior football. We know Strasbourg inside and out because of the relationship the ownership have with them. Play him regularly, continue that development. Maybe he'll come back ready to compete next season. I have no idea. They need a striker. Why not? Why not? He's already played Champions League football with Kairat, remember? So maybe he's ready for league football. I don't know what you guys think.
It's got to be a loan. I think it's got to be a loan. I don't mind him going to Strasbourg. Still a young guy. Obviously, the talent, the potential's there. He's not going to get the minutes. Let him go out and develop for a season and see what it's like after a year.
I mean, Chris, this lad has been compared. His pace has been compared to Mbappe and his physical profile to Sergio Aguero. So no pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's modern football, though, isn't it? Everyone's the next somebody else. I would loan him only if it's Strasbourg. I wouldn't loan him anywhere else. I'd loan him to Strasbourg where we have some semblance of control over whether he's going to play or not. And let's face it, it's going to be a lot easier to bring him back from Strasbourg when you're just putting money from one account into another that we both own.
Yeah, exactly.
So... yes, loan to Strasbourg. If he can't go on loan there for whatever reason, then I'd just keep him in the under-21s.
That's where we end. Keep, sell, loan for another year. Like, listeners, let us know who you'd keep, sell, or loan on our forwards, who you disagree with, who you agree with. Let us know in the comments. So we will go to Quaresma's questions. And Josh, hey, Josh, you're in the Shevva Shoutouts. You're in the questions. Is that a red card in the US versus Bosnia game? I'm sure you're on about Balogun. You know what? I looked at it and I still say no because we didn't do it to Messi. I feel it's double standards. I have to go with, if we're not doing it to Messi, you can't send off Balogun. It is what it is. You can't even appeal it either, that's new. What do you all think? Red cards?
I think it's a bad one. I do think it is a bad one. I think both are arguably red cards. I personally, I don't like somebody who plays football. I don't like that sort of tackle where it's down the back of the leg. It's the player's unaware of it. It's from behind. I don't like that sort of challenge, and I don't think you should have it in the game. So for me, I think both are arguably red cards.
Chris?
I don't think it's a red card at all. I think the difference between that one and Messi's one is Messi is trying to make a tackle. Messi tries to make a tackle and gets it horribly wrong. Balogun isn't trying to tackle him because he doesn't have the ball. The ball hasn't arrived at either of the two players. It's still travelling in the air. They're both wrestling for position. He goes to put his foot on the floor and that bloke's leg happens to be in the way. I don't see how that's a foul. There is no intent to hurt him. He's not once looked at him. They're both looking at the ball. He doesn't know where that bloke's leg is. I don't know how you're getting sent off for not making a tackle. His foot's got to go somewhere. It's just unfortunate that bloke's leg happened to be in the way.
I think when it comes to referees, we just need to accept that they're all useless. Because I remember one of the most comical moments was in the Champions League when Real Madrid took on Benfica and Valverde punched Dahl in the face in front of the linesman when he was making a run, and VAR did not get involved. A player was punched in the face, and somehow, Google it, listener, Google it, you will find it. And I just thought, what are we doing? What's the point of VAR? We don't really know. It's just made us become more useless. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. Another question lined up for you. I've got Fixed XJ who asked favourite football history book that any of you have read. You know what? I really like that Duncan Alexander one that was about the history of the Premier League. I enjoyed that. I know some people don't particularly like Duncan Alexander's humour. I would say read it for the book, for the history of the Premier League, and it's good. Yes, some humour's contextual, isn't it? It's like art. Some people can see a beautiful painting and go, that's absolutely shit. Others people can stare at it for hours. That's books. Books are subject to the same opinion as art. I would recommend that book quite strong. And it's good for the Premier League as well. It's called, let me find it. It's called Outside the Box, a statistical journey through the history of football. Also, The Barcelona Legacy. I think that's quite a good book. Don't know what guys, what have you got, guys? Anything?
I don't think I've read any books regarding the Premier League, to be fair. I'm not a big reader, though, to be fair. I don't really read, so I can't really give an answer, to be honest with you. But I think I need to start reading some more. So if you have any suggestions, please do let me know.
The Mixer. That's always a go-to book by Michael Cox. People always bring that up. The Mixer. That's a very good book. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever read a history of football book.
Okay.
I've read autobiographies and stuff, but I don't think I've ever read like a history of football book.
I think, as well as obviously another Michael Cox book, Zonal Marking, The Making of Modern European Football. I read that during lockdown. That was really, really good. The audiobook version was just as good as well. I did both. So yeah, they're a little set to get you off. So I will take us to the end with the Birth game that Birth loves. But
Yes.
has he won a game yet this year?
I've been on a few times recently, to be fair, so I feel like I've played a few games.
I'm just having a look at this set. Oh yeah, you're on 2 wins. Ollie's on 4. Chris is on 6. But the championship has had 3 different winners in June. So it was quite a competitive June. So the category today is it is still the World Cup, and it's a total of 43 different players have scored for England at either a World Cup or a European Championship since 1990. I'm being nice. And I just want you to name them all, if possible. There is 43 different players who have scored for England at a World Cup or a European Championship since 1990.
Okay.
Yes, since the World Cup in 1990. Talia 90. So, Chris is winning, so I'll go Birth. You get first shout.
I'm going to go Harry Kane.
Harry Kane is top scorer, 20 goals across both competitions.
Rooney.
Wayne Rooney, 7.
Steven Gerrard.
Stevie G has 4 goals.
David Beckham.
David Beckham has 3.
I'm going to go with Gary Lineker.
4.
Good shout. Michael Owen.
Michael Owen, of course, has 6.
Here's a rogue one for you. How about this one? Darren Anderton.
1 goal. I
Thank
don't know
you very
when,
much.
but he did score it.
It was
Wow.
98 against Colombia. We won 2-1.
Oh, nice.
Saka.
Bukayo Saka, of course, has scored 4 goals.
Bellingham.
Jude Bellingham has 6. No, he has 5. Sorry, 5.
Rashford.
Marcus Rashford has 4.
Daniel Sturridge.
Daniel Sturridge has 2.
Here's a rogue one for you. Matthew Upson.
I was going to say Matthew Upson.
1 goal.
Right, so I'm going to go with who's next? Who could we have next? I'm going to go with Jack Grealish.
Jack Grealish has 1 goal.
Against Iran. We won 6-2, I think.
This is Euros as well, you said, didn't you?
It is indeed European Championships between
Sol
1990.
Campbell.
Sol Campbell 1. And can I say,
Euro 2004.
I watched him on the overlap, the interview, and it's one of the most painful hours of watch. I won't spoil it for the listener, but his reasoning why he wanted to leave Spurs and join Forest was brilliant. It's just brilliant. And you've got Gary and everyone asking him questions.
There was no reason.
Did you want to go for Clough? I just don't know, just Forest. I said, well, you need a reason. Oh, just Forest. What? Okay. Oh.
Right, so back to me, yeah?
It is indeed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what I've said now. I'm going to go with Sterling.
Raheem 4. Doing well.
Kieran Trippier.
Kieran Trippier has 1.
I'm
What a free kick.
Yeah, I thought it was as well.
Jordan Henderson. Have I said that yet? Because he was on my
No,
mind.
and he has 2 goals.
Who was that, sorry?
Jordan Henderson.
Jordan of Henderson.
I had him on my list too.
Great in the dressing room.
Ollie Watkins.
Ollie Watkins has 1.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Dele Alli.
Dele Alli,
Oh,
he has 1.
Good
Sweden.
shout.
Some big names on this list. That's not a clue. It's just fact. Big names on this list.
It's hard though, isn't it? It's hard now to remember who's been said and who hasn't.
Yes.
I can be fair. I'll wait till you've said one, and then I'll go through them all.
See, I've got someone. I'm just wondering if he scored at a Euros, because I know, weirdly, he hasn't scored at a World Cup.
I've got a feeling I know this.
No, I'm going to go Harry Maguire.
Oh, not who I was thinking. It's
No, that's not who I'm talking about. I've played a little bit safer.
Oh, because I was going to say there was a chat in the Discord about this. So, players said so far: Saka, Sturridge, Anderton, Beckham, Dele, Lineker, Kane, Maguire, Grealish, Henderson, Bellingham, Trippier, Rashford, Upson, Owen, Watkins, Sterling, Campbell, Gerrard, Rooney.
And Jesse Lingard.
Jesse Lingard, 1 goal.
Kira?
Alan, 9. Yes, he did. Not German for no. He did score 9 goals.
I'm going to go with Peter Crouch.
Peter Crouch, of course he's on here. He's got 1 goal. Trinidad and Tobago, I think, in 06.
Yep.
Paul Scholes?
Paul Scholes had 3 goals, yes.
Joe Cole, that goal against
Joke,
Sweden.
of course. 1 goal. What a goal, though.
Oh, I'm struggling now. I'm not going to lie.
Decent amount of names left.
Gaza?
1 goal. Feel like he'd have got more. Wasn't it? It
Yeah.
must have been the famous dentist chair one. It's got to be, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
must have been.
There's no
Must have
other
been.
goal.
I didn't realise that was his only goal, though.
Well, unless he
That's
played
mad.
before 1990.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
Haven't got the stats in front of me for that.
No, fair enough.
I'm trying to think who hasn't been said right now. Phil Foden.
Oh, he's got 1.
Yes.
Feel like we're in sudden death now.
Yeah, I feel like that too. I think
Yeah,
whoever gets one wrong first is done here.
Yeah, you don't want to botch the penalty.
Mm.
You want to at least get it on target.
Is this where I pull out the one that I think is going to be wrong? But maybe he scored at a Euros. I don't remember him scoring at a Euros, which is the problem. But I don't think I got anyone else. Frank Lampard.
3 goals, all at Euros, as you would know in the Discord. Where after the infamous quote of, Lampard and Hazard just score goals at World Cups. No, they didn't. Well, Lampard didn't. Berth.
Have I said David Platt yet? I can't remember.
No, 4 goals.
Come on.
Getting nervous now.
I've got 1 more, maybe 2.
There's 14 names left. It's been an excellent showing today. Excellent showing.
It's tough this, though, isn't it? I don't think there's anyone in the current squad. I forgot who's been said, which doesn't help. I'm struggling. I'm not going to lie.
Frank's been said.
It's just too perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
Tell you what,
that was
Mikey,
funny.
you can't get his timer out here. Come on.
Yeah, come on, Chris. You've got to take the penalty. You're stuttering on that lineup. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Did Les Ferdinand?
Les Ferdinand. Berth, you've done it. You've bagged the point. Outstanding.
I had 1 more name left, which
Who was it?
sure. Teddy Sheringham.
He did. Scored 2 goals. You could have had.
Biker from Euro 96.
You're going to hate yourself. Andy Carroll.
Danny Welbeck.
No.
Danny Welbeck didn't score.
Cole Palmer.
Of course, he scored in the Euro final.
Oh, of course he did.
Emil Heskey, Eric Dyer, Jamie Vardy, Jermaine Defoe, John Stones, Jolyon Lescott, Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mark Wright.
Of course, final.
Mark Wright, Rio Ferdinand, Steve McManaman, and Theo Walcott. Oh, my word. When you said there was no one in the current squad, and I just saw John Stone's name screaming out, like, well...
It's hard to think of them off the top of your head.
Yeah,
though.
it is.
Yeah, and I thought Cole Palmer and Luke Shaw, they're famous goals as well. Like Joe Cole's, isn't it? It's like the famous goals. Oh, listeners, we're at the end of another episode. Thank you for tuning in. Before we go, don't forget, we are, of course, proudly partner of Head in the Game, mental health charities in football to support wellbeing and community. You can find out more at headinthegame.co.uk. Treat yourself well. We'll be back on Monday. We've got a scout report on Aliano Garnacho's new hair, as promised. So till then, that will be us signing off. You've been listening to At the Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram by searching for At the Bridge Pod. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, leaving us a review is always appreciated.